A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English. That's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello and welcome to A+ English. I'm Seb.
And I'm Elsie.
And we are still talking about skateboarding. Okay, so Elsie, have you ever been skateboarding before?
No, never.
No?
I would like to try.
Yes, you can go down to the Riverside Park, perhaps, and practice. There's lots of space there.
Right.
I can't skateboard either. I find it really hard to do. I used to have a skateboard, but I have never skateboarded well.
But you can surf, right?
Yes, I can surf. I can surf. But it's a tiny bit different. It's similar, but it's different. Maybe I can learn now. Anyway, our warm-up question for skateboarding is, for this episode, is do you know any skateboarding words in English or Chinese? Share them with the class.
知不知道任何关于滑板的用字，英文或中文都可以。Actually, I don't know any words related to skateboarding. I only know the word skateboarding, skateboard, or skateboarders.
Okay, those aren't really skateboarding slang, though.
Right, and here we're talking about the tricks names, right?
Yes. So those are the ones that I know, like a grind, for example. That's a skateboarding word. A grind is when you kind of ride the board on top of a railing or, some other kind of like fence or, small wall, something like that. And another one is an ollie, which is a kind of jump. So if you ever played games like Tony Hawk, then you will know a lot of these names because they appear a lot in the game. So anyway, let's go and check out day 2 of our article.
Skateboarding 101. What you should know. Warm-up question. Do you know any skateboarding words in English or Chinese? Share them with the class.
James and Hannah are at Xinxiang Viaduct Playground.
Here we are.
I'm so excited to skate at a real skate park. Do you think I'm ready?
Of course, you practiced a lot. Let's review first though. What's your stance?
I'm goofy. I stand with my right foot at the front of the deck.
And you push with your left foot. Great! Push off now and show me your carp turn.
James pushes off and does a left turn.
Now, can you teach me to do an ollie?
Not so fast. When your balance improves, I'll teach you some tricks.
They continue practicing. Word power.
Review. Jordan was nervous about the test, so he reviewed his notes before class. Jordan was nervous about the test, so he reviewed his notes before class. Improve. I think Marcy's dancing is improving. She does it well now. I think Marcy's dancing is improving. She does it well now. Trick. Paul can do a trick. He seems to find money behind your ears. Paul can do a trick. He seems to find money behind your ears. Continue. I finished this book, but I'll continue reading something else. I finished this book, but I'll continue reading something else.
认识字汇
balance, balance.
Okay, so our article today is actually a dialogue, it's a conversation, and it starts by telling us where this happens. So it begins by saying, James and Hannah are at Xinsheng Viaduct Playground. Okay, so a viaduct, that is a big bridge with lots of arches underneath. So think about some of the highways in Taipei, you know, those high up expressways that people drive on. Those are kind of like viaducts. And I think that this park is underneath one of them, which is why it's called a viaduct park.
OK， 所以 viaduct 代表是高架桥。那我们这边呢，看到 James 跟 Hannah 他们在新生高架桥下面的运动场。And what does Hannah say?
She says, here we are. Here we are. That means we've arrived or we're here now. So they've just got to the viaduct park.
他们刚到了这个新生高架桥下面的运动场。
So James says, I'm so excited to skate at a real skate park. Do you think I'm ready? Okay, so skate park, we've mentioned that a couple of times. That's an area with a lot of ramps, rails, or other features that you can do tricks on and practice skateboarding.
没错，那这边呢 ，James 就说啦，我好兴奋哦，要在真正的滑板公园滑滑板。你觉得我准备好了吗？
Okay. Well, Hannah certainly thinks so. She says, of course, you practiced a lot. Right, practice makes perfect. That was our saying from day one. If you practice something a lot, then you will be good at it. So it looks like he's practiced a lot, and so he's ready to go to the skate park.
OK， 所以 Hannah 这边就说，当然啦，因为你练习的很多，你当然准备好了。所以记得吗 ？Practice makes perfect， 代表就是熟能生巧，练习的越多，你就更能够驾驭这件事情。那再来呢，当我们做了某事很多的时候 ，do something a lot， 像是 I eat a lot， 代表我吃很多 ；I work out a lot， 我运动很多 ；I sleep a lot， 我睡觉很多。那这边呢，我们先进 Magic Box， 听讲师讲解更多关于 a lot， 还有 a lot of， 还有 lots of 的用法。
Magic Box.
Hello， 大家好，今天呢要来介绍给大家3个常常在英文里面搞混的用词哦。那这3个呢分别是 a lot、a lot of 以及 lots of。到底呢这3个里面哪一个后面呢是可以加上可数名词，哪一个呢可以加上不可数名词？那哪一个呢后面是会接上名词的呢？别担心，我们今天就一一的来解释给你们听哦。首先呢，我们就先从 a lot of 以及 lots of 开始。这2个字呢的意思呢，基本上它的意思都是为大量以及许多。那因为后面有介系词 of 的关系哦，所以呢，我们后面就是得要加上的是一个名词。那至于呢，哪一个是可以加上可数名词，哪一个是可以加上不可数名词呢？答案是2个都可以哦。比方说呢，我们来造一个例句。A lot of people came to Jolene's concert in April this year. 今年4月呢，有许多人就是参加蔡依林的演唱会。你知道，就是我们抢票的时候，对我手速比别人慢，所以我呢就是没有抢到那个票。那在刚刚那个例句里面呢 ，people 呢它是一个可数的名词。那当然呢，这句话如果你要把它改成 Lots of people came to Jolene's concert in April this month， 也是可以的哦。那我们来试试看，如果后面呢我们加上一个不可数名词哦，比方说 Jason had a lot of homework to do today。Jason 呢今天有很多的作业要写。那因为 homework 本身呢是一个不可数名词，那当然这句话呢你也可以把它改成 Jason had lots of homework to do today， 那这也是没有问题的哦。那今天呢如果是 a lot 的话呢，通常呢 a lot 会当做一个副词使用。那它的意思则是为非常或者是经常这样的一个意思。比方说，我们来造一个例句哦。One of my best friends studied abroad last year. I miss him a lot. 我其中的一个好友呢，就是去年去国外念书了，那我非常的想念他。那这里的这个 a lot 呢，就是当做副词来修饰前面的动词 miss。那又或者呢，我们来可以造一个另外的句子哦。比方说 ，After I took the medicine, my headache felt a lot better. 吃完药之后呢，我的头痛好像有好一点了。好啦，那今天解释给大家 a lot of 以及 lots of 的差异，希望大家都有学起来咯。那我们下次见，拜拜。
Okay, so next the article reads, let's review first though. What's your stance? Okay, so this is Hannah asking him what is his stance. But we saw this word review, which is very useful. It means to relearn or remember something that you've studied before, right, Elsie?Review
这个动词呢，代表的是复习，所以课后学习完，我们要复习，我们要 review， 这个是很重要的。考试前呢，也要复习以前学过的东西，所以我们可以这样说 ：Let's review for tomorrow's English test， 代表我们来为明天的英文考试复习吧。那另外呢 ，review 也可以当作名词来解释，可以是复习，也可以是评论的意思，像是 movie reviews 电影评论 ，book reviews 书籍评论 ，restaurant reviews。餐厅评论，那写评论呢？我们用到动词 write reviews。那课文例句给的是呢 ，Jordan was nervous about the test, so he reviewed his notes before class。代表 Jordan 对考试感到紧张，所以他在课前呢复习了笔记。那接下来呢，我们还看到 though 这个字哦，它在做的是一个句尾的转折，代表不过、然而。所以 Hannah 说的是，不过我们先来复习吧。What's your stance?What does that word mean, Steph? Stance.
Ooh, okay, so stance is the way that you stand on something, normally on a board, so say surfboard or a skateboard. So James says, I'm goofy. I stand with my right foot at the front of the deck. So his stance is the way he's standing on the board. Now, goofy is a word you might have seen before, but this is another kind of skater slang. It has a slightly different meaning here.
OK， 所以呢，名词 stance 代表就是站立的姿势。那 Hannah 就问 James 说：“你是怎么站在板上的？你在板上的姿势是什么？”那 James 说 ：“I'm goofy。” Goofy 这个形容词呢，在滑板界代表你是右脚在前，左脚在后。那不在滑板界里头讲的话呢 ，goofy 这个形容词还有 silly 傻的、蠢的的意思。好啦，那在滑板界记得哦，如果你是右脚在前，左脚在后，你是 goofy。相反的，你左脚在前，那你是 regular。So what are you, Seb?
I'm goofy as well, actually, which is funny because normally if you're right-handed, you're regular. So I'm a right-handed person, but I'm goofy. So do you know how you check what stance somebody normally has?
No.
It's very easy.
How?
All you have to do is push them. If you push someone and they're not expecting it, they will step back onto their stronger foot. And that foot is the foot they should have at the back.
Oh, interesting. OK， 所以 James 这边说，我是右脚站在前方的。那站在什么前方呢？板身的前方。板身我们用 deck 这个字。
Hannah says, and you push with your left foot. Great. Push off now and show me a carve turn. Okay, so here she's describing how he can move on the board. He's got his right foot in front and his left foot to push.
OK， 所以 Hannah 这边跟 James 说呢，站好之后呢，用你的左脚去推 ，Great， 很棒。然后还叫他 push off now。
Exactly.
这 push off 这边代表离开、出发。那 push 这个字，我们请 Seb 跟我们讲关于它更多的用法。
Yeah, push is an interesting word because normally when we push something, we push it with our hands. You press on it and move it. So for example, when you open a door by pushing it, you press on the door and move it away from you so that it opens. In the article, though, we're not talking about pushing with your hands. We're talking about pushing with your feet. When you push off something, you push off it with your feet to move yourself forward. So that's how they're moving the board. Normally, when we're talking about using our feet, though, we talk about kicking. So kick is what we do with our feet normally, and push is what we normally do with our hands.
OK， 那回到 Hannah 刚刚说的话呢，她讲完，现在离开出发吧，然后 show me a carve turn， 让我看看你转个弯。
Exactly. So James pushes off and does a left turn. Okay.
James 就出发，然后呢向左边转。
James then says, "Now can you teach me to do an ollie?"
Ollie 代表的是臀跳，也就是一个滑板的花式技巧。所以呢 ，James 就问 Hannah 说：“你可以教我臀跳吗？” Can you do that trick?
I cannot. I've tried before and it's never worked. And it seems like Hannah doesn't think that he's ready to learn this either. She says, "Not so fast. When your balance improves, I'll teach you some tricks." So, not so fast, that phrase she used there means don't rush or take your time. So she's saying, don't try and do something really difficult yet. You need to learn the basics first. We also have another expression, don't walk before you can run. Don't run before you can walk, which means to not do something advanced until you know the basic things first. So for example, if you take 2 days of French class and then try to read a novel in French, that's running before you can walk. It would be very, very difficult for you to do.
没错，那这边呢 ，Hannah 还交代这个 James 说，当你的 balance improves，balance 代表的是平衡、平衡感。那 improve 这个动词呢，代表是改善或是变得更好，也就是 get better 的意思。所以呢，很多同学可能有这样的疑问 ：How can I improve my English？ 我怎么样可以让我的英文变得更好 ？How can I improve my skill？ 怎么样可以让我的技巧变得更好 ？How can I improve my health？ 怎么样可以让我的健康变得更好？那我们有一个说法是 improve with age，age age 代表随着年龄改善而变好。So for example, I hope his temper will improve with age， 代表我希望他的脾气可以随着年龄改善。那课文给的例句是 I think Marcy's dancing is improving. She does it well now. 代表我认为 Marcy 的武艺正在进步，她现在做得很好。那 James 要 Hannah 教他臀跳，但是 Hannah 说没那么快 ，not so fast。等到你的平衡感变好之后，我再来教你一些 tricks. And we see the word trick here, right?
Yeah, what is the word trick?
Trick 这个名词呢，代表把戏、招数或是恶作剧。那课文当中的 tricks 指的是滑板招数。那如果是魔术招数，我们说 magic tricks。那如果我们说 play a trick on somebody， 代表你在某个人身上开玩笑、恶作剧。那像是 Halloween 的时候呢，万圣节的时候，孩子们会 go trick or treating， 然后会说 trick or treat， 代表就是不给糖就捣蛋，就耍把戏给你看。好啦，那课文例句给的是呢 Paul can do a trick. He seems to find mud behind your ears. Paul 会变把戏，他仿佛能在你的耳后找到钱。
Great examples. Here, though, trick means special moves or jumps that look cool and are difficult to do. An ollie is a simple trick that skateboarders learn to do. It's basically when you kind of pop up your board by tapping the nose of it on the ground. And it looks cool because the board goes high in the air. So continuing, they continue practicing. That's the last line in our dialogue. So they carry on practicing. That's what the word continue means.
没错 ，continue 这个动词呢，代表继续。那它可以是及物或是不及物动词。如果是及物动词的话呢，我们可以在它后面直接加上受词，像是这样的例句 ：They continued the conversation for another 2 hours， 代表他们继续谈话2小时。那不及物动词的用法呢，可以参考这样的例句哦。According to the weather forecast, the good weather will continue， 代表根据气象报道，好天气会持续。那再来，当我们要说继续做某事的时候，我们可以说 continue to do something， 或者是 continue doing something。那课文里面我们看到的是 continue practicing， 继续练习。好啦，那课文例句给的是呢 I finished this book。But I'll continue reading something else， 代表我读完了这本书，但是我会继续阅读其他东西。那课文最后说到 Hannah 和 James 继续练习 They continue practicing and it's the end of today's article.
It is. I wish we had more time to learn how to skateboard with Hannah and James. Okay, well, we have just enough time for our review section, so let's go and check that out now.
Hello， 大家好，我是 A 加的特派员 Raymond。那我们今天要讲什么呢？我们今天要讲的就是滑板。那在我左手边呢，这个叫长板 （longboard）。那在我右手边呢，这个叫技术板，叫 skateboard。那我们来介绍一下它的板身好了。它的板身的英文名叫 deck。首先呢，我们要先介绍的是 goofy。goofy 是正常脚位，是右脚在前，左脚在后，像这样子。右脚在前，左脚在后，这样子叫 goofy。然后接下来我们要介绍的是 regular。regular 是左脚在前，右脚在后，它是另外一边反向的脚位，像这样子。是左脚在前，右脚在后，这叫 regular。goofy 是右脚在前，左脚在后 ，goofy。regular 是左脚在前，右脚在后。接下来我们介绍的是站姿。站姿的话，它的英文名字叫 stance。stance 的话，我们的站姿会变成就是说，我们的前脚先放在前面，我们要往这个方向，我们前脚先放在前面，然后前脚打直，脚尖朝前，不要变成横的哦。对，脚尖朝前，然后我们后脚放到板子后面，它会站成一个 T 字形。前脚是站直的，后脚是站横的，然后这个时候我们的前脚再从直的再打横，变成两个是平行的状态，这就是标准的滑板站姿。这是滑板里面的 cup turn。cup turn 是滑板里面的转弯的意思。这个动作叫 ollie， 中文叫臀跳的意思。以上介绍的这些就是滑板的基本术语。那我们下次见，拜拜。
Review time.
Okay, so we've got a challenging game for you guys to play, and you guys can play this with me and Elsie. Are you ready, Elsie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to be playing opposites. So I've picked some words from today's article that we need to learn, and I found the opposite words for each of these. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to look at these words and try and guess what the opposite word is, and that word appeared in the article.
所以我们要找的是相反字。
Exactly.
好的。
So let's take a look at our first word. Okay, it's to forget something. Forget. So what could the opposite word of forget be?
Remember?
It's not remember. Remember is an opposite word, but remember is not from our class. Remember, we talked about studying something so that we'd done before.
今天没有 remember，那如果 forget 的相反，那是 review 吗？
Exactly, review. You're good at this.
You review so that you can remember.
Exactly, you review so you can remember. If you don't review something, you will forget it. Okay, let's check out our next word. Worsen. Okay, I think this one is quite easy, yes.
Worsen 代表是变差变坏，所以相反那就是变好，那就是 to get better，那就是 practice makes perfect。那我们要怎么样？要改善它，要让它变得更好，所以用 improve 这个动词。
Improve, exactly. Wow. I was hoping that it would be a little bit trickier to do than this. Let's see if the third word is harder. Stop.
Stop.
Okay, stop.
止。相反 start 开始。
Start is the opposite, but think about when you stop doing something, you're not doing it anymore. But if you carry on doing something, then you
carry on 代表 you go on doing something 代表 you continue doing something.
You continue, exactly. Great. And let's continue with our fourth word. Mistake. Okay, so this is our fourth word. And this one's a little bit trickier. It's not an exact opposite, but think. when you do a mistake, you do something wrong, it doesn't look good. So what would look good? What would look cool?
OK， 错误看起来不好，然后相反看起来很好，可能很酷的东西，难道是像 magic trick 一样酷的东西吗？
It is. It is trick. Okay. So not exact opposites, but a trick is something really cool to look at. A mistake, not so much. It might be funny. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today's review time. I certainly hope that the Olympics went ahead and you got to see some awesome skateboarding this summer. And I hope we do too. But that's all the time we have for today's article.
Okay, so for A+ English, I'm Elsie.
And I'm Seb.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Skateboarding 101. What you should know. Warm-up question. Do you know any skateboarding words in English or Chinese? Share them with the class.
James and Hannah are at Xinxiang Viaduct Playground.
Here we are.
I'm so excited to skate at a real skate park. Do you think I'm ready?
Of course, you practiced a lot. Let's review first though. What's your stance?
I'm goofy. I stand with my right foot at the front of the deck.
And you push with your left foot. Great! Push off now and show me your carp turn.
James pushes off and does a left turn.
Now, can you teach me to do an ollie?
Not so fast. When your balance improves, I'll teach you some tricks.
They continue practicing. Word power.
Review. Review. Jordan was nervous about the test, so he reviewed his notes before class. Jordan was nervous about the test, so he reviewed his notes before class. Improve. Improve. I think Marcy's dancing is improving. She does it well now. I think Marcy's dancing is improving. She does it well now. Trick. Trick. Paul can do a trick. He seems to find money behind your ears. Paul can do a trick. He seems to find money behind your ears. Continue. Continue. I finished this book, but I'll continue reading something else. I finished this book, but I'll continue reading something else.
认识字汇
balance, balance.